up. Like, I'm still beauty and brains. You know how I do.
I don't mind letting you down easy, but just give it time. If it don't hurt now, just wait a while. You're not the big fish in the pond no more. Said you are what they're feeding on. So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Yeah. No. So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? No. So ain't it fun?
Hey double majors, welcome back to my channel. What's poppington? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brelynn. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, ring the bell so you don't miss notification from me, and follow me on my social media at brelynn.hunt. Welcome back to another vlog. This one is long awaited, at least it feels like it has been for me. I quickly just wanted to go ahead and start the vlog and give you guys I don't even want to make like a grand announcement, finally tell you guys about my latest employment. As you all know, I'm an aspiring physician. I am currently in the medical school application cycle. Honestly, it's coming on about a year since I have known about, applied, and been accepted to this program. So first things first, what am I talking about? I have been selected as a finalist for another fellowship. If you guys are new here, about 2 years ago, I completed a fellowship with the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. I have so many vlogs talking all about that experience. But basically, for the first half of the fellowship, I was conducting health equity research, and for the second half, I was working as the senior health policy advisor on Capitol Hill. I feel like I've explained this a million times, but because I feel like I've had the most side quests as a pre-medical student. But basically, I got into health policy through advocacy, and I got into health advocacy through my passions for the maternal health crisis. And the maternal health crisis is a big reason why I want to be a physician, specifically because I want to be an OBGYN and focus on women and maternal health. With all that being said, after I finished that fellowship, I was considering taking on corporate roles in health policy because the fellowship really set me up for that. But instead, I decided to study and retake the medical college admissions test. Again, you guys have been along that journey with me. I feel like some of you all, and I have been seeing the comments, okay, are a little bit upset that I haven't really talked about it since I took it. And I talked about it a little bit on the vlog where I did film a podcast episode in between me taking the exam and me looking at my scores, but the audio ended up getting all messed up, and I didn't feel like it was the same if I re-recorded it once I opened up my scores. And honestly, I haven't filmed a podcast since. I really haven't had a chance to kind of like debrief with you all. To be honest, I really didn't want to talk about it. Like, I really don't feel like I have much that I want to say at this point in the journey on my YouTube channel, and I feel like I was able to articulate it really well the other day when I was doing my makeup. I put it in my short form, but I'm going to include it in this clip. Supposed to both walk in your purpose while also protecting your peace. I just got finished watching a Wilkie's vlog. She was basically talking about how she was going through a tough time or a personal season, and she realized that everything doesn't need to be on the internet, and that is something that I wouldn't say I'm still learning the lesson of, because I know it to be true. Like, I know the lesson, but I guess I'm still working on it actually showing up as truth in my life, because I don't know, I guess some things are easier known than implemented. It's the perfect way to say it. Some things are better known than implemented. And I can say this because as a person who creates content, you guys know I've been a YouTuber for literally 11 years now. And specifically, I've been sharing my journey, and I have been in so many different seasons in the past 11 years. One of the things that has really stuck out to me in the previous season that I was in which I shared a very vulnerable time of my life where I was studying for the MCAT, it's such a tricky thing because I feel like there's so much power in your testimony and sharing when things aren't always good. Also sharing the journey, specifically for me as a first generation college student, and then graduated and the first person in my family to get a graduate level degree, and to be the first person in my family to be a doctor, like all these things. I am doing so much without a blueprint, and if I can be a blueprint to somebody else, to help somebody else during their journey, to let them know like, hey, these are some mistakes that you could make along your way, don't make them. I feel like that's a really big part of my purpose, and that's a really big reason why I document my journey online. But, and however, comma, especially in this last season, we learn mind that you should not put anything on the internet that you don't want people's opinions on. And so that is why you have people, content creators, influencers, famous people who don't like show their family, who don't show anything that you don't want comments on. And it's hard because sometimes the thing that you are the most inspired to create around or to talk about is also the thing that is most vulnerable to you. And then what do? How are you supposed to both walk in your purpose while also protecting your peace? No, the internet is such a weird place. There are so many parasocial relationships, but I feel like people don't really get it and they don't understand until it happens to them. People do and say some weird things on the internet that I'm like, you would never say that to somebody in person, especially somebody who you consider to be your friend or somebody who you cared about. If like your best friend was saying that she was going through this really hard time studying for exam and not being able to pass, or you know, trying to apply to programs and not being able to get accepted, like you wouldn't tell her, oh, it's probably because of this and you should do this instead. Like the things that people say on the internet are crazy, and part of you is like, okay, people on the internet are crazy, I just need to stay away from them. But then there are those people, those comments that are like, thank you so much for sharing this, I don't feel alone. And there's even me, like I look to people on the internet to kind of be my community, to show me like it can be done even if you take the MCAT multiple times. It can be done if you have to do a master's program. It can be done if you don't get accepted the first time. Like I also look to people in the world, and because they're not in my actual circle, I have to find them on the internet. So there is a great need for people to share their story and share their testimony, but I also understand why people keep it private, because sometimes people just don't know how to. Sometimes the internet is just so cruel. In one situation, especially because I'm taking people along this journey with me, I feel like I'm being cruel when I take people along the journey of me studying for the MCAT for my 4th attempt. Last year around this time, I was studying to take the MCAT for the 4th time. It did not go as planned. Still a part of my story. I'm still going to be a doctor. I'm still going to medical school despite it all. But I've struggled with how the heck am I supposed to share this failure or this disappointment with people online when there are going to be some people who are going to say some really nasty and negative things about it. Something that I feel very sensitive about. It's actually very strange for me, like counterintuitive, to keep things in. I feel like I know that I am an open book. Like vulnerability is my superpower. So if I don't share something, it's like me trying to hold water. Like it's actually really hard for me to keep a secret versus like just wanting to share how I'm feeling, how things are, how things went. The internet has made me learn my lesson the hard way, to where I'm now thinking twice about sharing things that I would have normally shared instantly, just in order to protect my peace. I don't think that anybody has it perfect. Even huge YouTubers or influencers, content creators, or famous people, they also create new boundaries as they go. Once they realize like, hey, actually, maybe I don't want people commenting on this thing. I wish that things could be different on the internet, and maybe it will when some things change. But as for now, if you don't see me talking about something, it's probably on purpose. This is a boundary that I've created. It's for my mental health. It's for my well-being. And I thank you all for it. There will be more updates for medical school in the future because I will be going into medical school this year. I have decided. And now rewinding back a little bit, around, I guess, March of last year, maybe like February, in the thick of studying for the MCAT, but I also was applying to jobs and fellowships. That way I could have a smooth transition after I finished taking my exam. If you guys are wondering why I chose to go the fellowship route instead of the job route, mainly it's because I knew that I wanted a short-term position. I know that I'm starting medical school in the fall because I'm going to medical school this year no matter what, and I didn't want to take a corporate position and only be there for a year, especially in health policy, because although I was kind of like gearing myself in that direction, there's still so much to learn. And to come in as like a not entry-level position because you've done your fellowship, you're expected to know so much, and I didn't want to get too caught up in the health policy world and lose focus on wanting to go to medical school. There weren't a lot of fellowships that I was qualified for that were in this area that paid a good amount of money, that were, again, the timeline that I needed, and that was specific for somebody who was interested in health, equity, policy. Now I'm sitting down here at my desk because although I'm about to start my fellowship tomorrow, Like I mentioned, I applied for this probably in March of last year. So I'm going to give you guys a quick timeline. So originally, I applied the Office of Minority Health, Health Equity Leadership Development Initiative at the George Washington School of Public Health for Health Workforce Equity. I know that is a mouthful, but that is the position that I applied for. I received my interview for this February 21st, 2025. This position was supposed to be a 1-year, 12-month full-time residential fellowship in Washington, D.C. from July 2025 through June 2026. So I thought that was perfect. I took my MCAT in May. I would start my new fellowship in July, and then I would end in June, right in time for me to start medical school somewhere between the June, July, August timeframe. On April 30th, I ended up hearing from the program director saying, congratulations, you have been identified as a GW Health Leadership Impact Fellowship finalist. At this time, they also let me know that there was going to be a proposed change to the fellowship timeline, and now the timeline was going to be from October 25th, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. They understood that this would change some of our thinkings of wanting to participate in the fellowship. So they had like a listening session where we could come and talk to the different directors of the program. So when we had this first listening session, first of all, they told us that we were finalists. I was like, okay, how many more rounds or steps are there before I am accepted as a fellow? But I learned that I actually did get the fellowship. Like I was a finalist, I officially got the fellowship. And I was like, yay, I'm so excited. I got a fellowship. I have a job. I'm employed for the next year. But like I mentioned, they said they were going to push it back to October. Of course, this wasn't ideal, but at this time, I also knew that I was going to be moving into the townhome at the end of September. So I was like, you know what? That's actually perfect timing for me to debrief, take the entire summer off, travel for my birthday, move out of my apartment, move into this home, and then prepare to start my fellowship. However, they did let us know that they were going to have to make some changes. And basically, the reason why they were pushing back the start date for the fellowship, because this fellowship is underneath the Department of Health and Human Services, or HHS. Last year is when that orange man made a lot of challenges for federally funded programs, especially ones that had things like equity and minority health. Literally, these are buzzwords that would stop the program from getting funded. Although the program was set to start in June, they didn't get the funding for it until September. And so they thought that it would be best to push back the start date. That way the program didn't start and then they didn't have funding midway through the program. I thought that it was responsible. Obviously not exactly the ideal timeline that I wanted, but it was still going to fit into what I had for my schedule. So I decided to continue on with the fellowship. So at this listening session, they basically let us know, you are a finalist. If you want to hold out until October, we would love to have you. If you feel like you can't wait that long, or if it's too uncertain for you, we totally understand if you want to go somewhere else. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I'll just hold on to this and I'll see if I can apply to other places. But again, it was pretty hard to find something, especially in this economy. Y'all know it's hard job searching nowadays. I want to do something that I wasn't passionate about, that I felt like wouldn't help me with my future applications and just my future in general, especially if it's something that I wouldn't be paid well for. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is the point where I ended up entering into a long waiting season. They basically said, hey, we're going to switch up some things. The fellowship is now called the Health Leadership Impact Fellowship, and we're going to see if the people at the Office of Minority Health still have a job, if they're still willing to have fellows, if they can still, do this partnership with the School of Public Health. Basically, I was just on hold until October. They said that they would offer some updates. The updates never came because right around the time when we were supposed to start, the government shut down. And I believe this was like the longest government shutdown in history. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, are you really serious right now? And I don't know if you guys remember in the vlog, I was like, I feel like everybody is so on edge with the government shutdown. And even though I wasn't furloughed, I felt like I was, because I too was waiting. Like, this is a government funded program, and I don't know if the program that is going to employ me for the next 9 months is actually going to happen or not, because the people who make the decisions are currently not working. So it was just a hot mess, and the waiting period continued. I reached out to them November 1st to ask for a status update. They told me that they were still in a holding pattern and they didn't really have any information. So they were like, I mean, we can meet, but we have no idea what the future of the program is going to be. And then finally, on November 17th, they finally reached out to us to have another listening session. During this meeting, they let us know that the fellowship start date was going to be announced in December of 2025. It's expected that the program would end no later than September 25th, 2026. Another big update that they gave us was that the placements that we were going to be at, since the fellowship has now shifted from a year long to 9 months, and instead of it being a residential where, similar to my last fellowship, people from all over the country come to DC, they get their own apartment, and then they work in like these government areas as a fellow, they tried to see if the Office of Minority Health could get placements in state or county public health agencies as well as the federal government. Because I'm here in PG County, Maryland, and I'm just a hop and skip away from DC, I was like, please, 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 like, put me in the federal government. Like, I would prefer to have that experience. The reason why I really wanted this fellowship is because previously they had some really cool federal government placements. Specifically, one of their previous fellows was in the Office of the Surgeon General, which is like a dream for me. Right now, the current person who may be our next Surgeon General hasn't even completed residency, so I don't know how much I would have necessarily wanted to work under her, but I would have just loved to get that experience in that office and just to learn more about it from like behind the scenes. But they said that basically they could only do state or county placements. People who live out of state were basically expected to stay out of state, and they would just come in person for a couple convenings throughout the year. So yeah, y'all, that has been my year of waiting to start this fellowship, but now officially it is time. The start date for the fellowship was technically March 1st, but today is a Sunday, so tomorrow is the first day of my fellowship, and finally getting started. Yay! Which is why fun employment is finally over. I've had a good run, I'm not gonna lie, and I've had a good time. I mean, I have enjoyed myself, but I am excited to just like do something, you know, with my, even though I fill my days up, okay? But I'm excited to use my brain in a different way, you know, meet different people, just like get back out there, not just like do content creation as a full-time job, because I never want to do content creation full-time. I always want to have this as like something that I do on the side, or that like to show you guys along like the life that I'm living, and not it be the life that I'm living. And that's no shade to y'all, that's just like my personal preference. So I'm really excited to go back to work. This first week is our orientation, and like I mentioned, people are coming from all over the country. I say that, but I don't actually know how many other fellows that they are. I believe that they normally choose 6 fellows every year, but again, as y'all see, this is a very special year. I think there may be 3 of us. Based off of like the bios that I saw, I think there may be 3 of us. So very different from my other cohort. Also, I feel like one of the major big differences is that all of us are like public health focused, whereas with my other fellowship, each of us had a discipline that we were an expert of. So I was a health expert, we had experts over education, experts over technology, experts over agriculture, and so it was really cool meeting people in like these different areas of policy. But this is going to be really cool because I feel like, well, to me as a person whose bread and butter is health, and I really don't know what else to expect at this point. Anything is better than nothing. This next week is going to be our orientation week, and it is in DC, and Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. And because it is in DC, I'm technically out of state. It's just like the other people who are coming from out of town. They provided my lodging, so I do have a hotel that I'll be staying at this week, which is really fun because it's going to be like a staycation for me. So today is Sunday night. It is very late. I've been spending the whole afternoon putting away the laundry that I have been procrastinating for literal months at this point, as well as packing my bags. I tried to just do like a carry-on, but I ended up having to do like a couple of bags, okay? Because I'm gonna be there for a week, which I feel like is a pretty long time. And I'm not really excited about my outfits though, because I feel like I can't do them well. Like, I mean, I have shoes and purses and coats to go with everything. And even though I'm close, like I can't pack 5 different coats and 5 different shoes and 5 different, like, so I feel like my outfits are not going to eat like that, but I'm still going to give the girls what they need, you know. So I'm still going to show up, like I'm still beauty and brains, you know how I do. Last thing I want to say before I call my Uber to head to the hotel is that this is actually, I wouldn't say it's bittersweet, but I mean, prayerfully, God willing, this is going to be my last job before I'm going to be a doctor. This is my last job not being a doctor. Like, does that make any sense? Because I have been a non-traditional post-grad pre-med for so many years. Like I said, I have had many side quests. I have had many jobs. I've worked as a scribe, as a medical assistant, as a surgical technician, as an administrative assistant, as a researcher, as a fellow, legislative aide. Like, I have literally had so many jobs that are never the job that I really want, which is to be a doctor. And like I said, God willing, I'll be going to medical school in the fall, and then the next job that I will have will be residency when I will be a doctor. And so I'm so excited. This is like this is my last first day that I won't say I don't want, because obviously I'm very, very grateful for this job. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful. Like, I'm very, very grateful. Like, I have been waiting for this. I've been praying for this for so long. I'm excited because this is the last one. Like, this is the last one until I'm working as a doctor. Like I said, God willing. I've yapped enough. I hope you guys are all up to date. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of questions. Oh, I don't think I mentioned, wasn't sure if this was official yet, but I believe the agency that I will be working for is DC Health. So I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like. Like, I have to go into office every day. Like, what am I gonna be focusing on? Do some things virtually? Am I gonna have to like go back to my era where I'm taking the metro to work? Am I gonna have a parking pass? Can I drive? Like, I have no idea what months are gonna look like. I have no idea. But I'm just along for the ride. Speaking of ride, like I mentioned, I'm gonna call an Uber to the hotel because I could drive. I'm sure it's like 30 minutes away. Then I would have to pay for parking at a hotel every single night. So I was like, well, obviously I'm just going to Uber there. Y'all, it is 10:30 at night. I thought that I was gonna get there at like 5 p.m., maybe at the latest 9 p.m. I did not think that I would be leaving my house at 10:30. All right, y'all, let's go to the hotel.
To what we know is no one knows but us. The feelings rush every single time we touch, even though it's what we want, can't keep these up. No, but I just don't wanna leave you. Might just go with the reasons why people can't lay here. And secrets, both gotta keep it honest, that's just a game we know. People can play. For tonight I'm yours, so tonight that's or stay behind closed doors, 'cause all I wanna do is lie with you. For tonight I'm yours, so tonight the truth, or stay behind closed doors, 'cause all I wanna do is lie with you, even though it's wrong, I'll lie with you.
Okay, I made it to the hotel. It is 11:40 and I want to unpack a little bit, get a little settled, so I'll do a quick room tour. We're staying at the River Inn, which I've never been here before, but I believe it's walking distance to the School of Public Health, which is where we're having like our meetings at every day. So the idea is that I'll be walking there in the morning time. I need to just like hurry up, take off my makeup and get in the bed. One, I have to do a presentation. I think the lighting is better this way. Yeah, one, I have to do a presentation like about me. And why didn't I do that this week? I don't know what I was doing, child, but I didn't do it. I thought I was gonna get here early and be able to like kiki and rub my feet together in the bed. So I was like, oh, I'll do it on like Sunday afternoon. I did not think I was gonna be here at midnight. So I have to do that because I believe that'll be like one of the first things we do tomorrow, I assume. I may do an afternoon workout because I'm tired and I think I may want to sleep in and like get the gist of like how to walk there. Anyway, I'm gonna just show you around. So first things first, when you walk in, there's like, I don't know what you call this area. I don't know. It's got like a mirror here and then a mirror here. So cool. Drawers, which is nice because I definitely will be unpacking. So I'll put my suitcase in this area. This is the bathroom. It's my first time, looking in here. This place is kind of giving me the ick. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's because we're in Foggy Bottom. Yes, lighting. This is nice. There are more historical places in DC. This is like an old building. Like, you know, you can just like tell that the building is old, and so it gives me like the heebie-jeebies because I love history, but you know what I'm saying, like sometimes things can get a little bit spooky. Anyway, this is the closet. I will be hanging out my stuff. Right now I just have my coat, and then this is what the main room looks like. So we've got a queen size bed, 2 nightstand tables, a TV here. I'm also nervous because this is a conjoining room, and I don't like to be in conjoining rooms unless I know the person in the other room. Obviously, like if I keep it locked, but I don't know. I don't know. Section here, very spacious room. That's nice. Like look how big this desk is. That's really nice. Like even this whole wall is a mirror, but I think a mirror. I mean, it's a, what is this thing called? A window. We haven't been around Foggy Bottom like that. So it'll be fun to walk around tomorrow. Prince and who's that guy? I don't know. But look y'all, there's actually a mini kitchen in here. And I completely forgot until told me when I checked in. Because I remember telling myself that I should cook all my HelloFresh meals and then bring them here because I would have a place to warm them up. But I forgot. Is Trader Joe's nearby? Like maybe I'll get frozen food. I don't know. But either way, it's cool that there is a kitchen here. So they have breakfast downstairs, but it's like you have to pay for it, not like complimentary breakfast. So I plan on eating out all week, to be honest with you, which is not great for my health, which is why there needs to be a gym here. But anyway, I have done enough yapping for today. That's the room. Very grateful to have a staycation-esque vibe. All right, I'm gonna wind down and I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. I feel like the lighting in here is so dark and I'm not loving it, but it is what it is. By the way, you all, yesterday it was like 55 degrees, and you know, it's been so cold here because of the winter storm and everything, so that literally felt like summer. Why is it scheduled to snow today? We literally cannot catch a break. It's so weird because it's like chance of snow today on Monday, but then by Friday it's gonna be like 70 degrees. So I'm quite sure what I wanted to do with my outfit. We figured it out. So I'm just packing my purse now. By the way, y'all, yesterday at church when I had my, I don't think I showed you guys my haul, but we went to the store together. So I think you guys saw everything that I got. I absolutely love this pouch. I don't know why I didn't have something like this before for my little items. That way they're not just like floating around in my bag. It literally fits my lip glosses, my hand sanitizer, and my lotion perfectly. I actually normally have it in something like this, which is like my big bag that I put in everything. This has a little bit more things, like in case I need medication, tissues, hand wipes, also like a big thing, medication, sanitary napkins, like all of that is in here, but I'm gonna keep this here just so that my purse isn't too heavy, because like I mentioned, I normally would be able to like switch this back and forth between my purses. And by the way, I have some extra headphones in here, which is nice because you never know when like your AirPods are gonna die. But I'm gonna put these back on my keys, and actually I don't need my keys, so I'm gonna leave this here as well so that I can, I'm trying to make sure this purse is as light as possible because we do have to walk today. I guess we'll do a quick little what's in my bag. This purse is from Kate Spade, by the way. It was like one of my first professional style bags that I got. I think I got it in college, if not like the start of grad school, and it's held up for a really long time. It's like the perfect work, like suitcase or briefcase style bag. It has feet at the bottom. I don't know what this style is called, but it has a zipper here at the front, and then it has like a snap pocket here, 2 handles, and then on the inside here, I don't mind that it's open because it's honestly usually packed, so it's gonna stay open, but it does have like a snap closure here, and then it has a zip pocket in this back one, and then like your typical pockets in this one. So far I do have my pencil case, which again, I was really ghetto, not ghetto, but like I literally was just having my pencils and my highlighters and my pens running around in my purse at church, and I'm like, why didn't I think of this sooner? Even though I did think about it, but there was none like on sale that was cute, and so this is just like so perfect. I'm in love with it. So I'm gonna put this in here, and then at the bottom of my purse, kind of just hanging out, I have some Altoids. If you guys don't know, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I am a mints girl and not a gum girl. It's always a moment where you want to freshen up your breath, but I don't like the idea of like chomping, like smacking gum, because and then you have to like go somewhere to spit it out. So I feel like mints are very like classy, and I also don't mind sharing mints versus like when I have a gum, I don't know, sometimes I'd be a little stingy. I don't like that. I have this portable fan. It looks like a perfume bottle, which even though I said that it's super cold outside, obviously I'm gonna have layers on and I'm gonna be walking, so you never know if you're gonna get like overheated and need a little moment to cool down. This is the stuff that I just like had in my purse from church. And then I also have my Fenty Beauty, what is this called? Invisimatte, and like Universal. And this is like a really nice blotting powder, and then also the mirror. So all of that's going on this side of the bag. I'm also gonna put in my fast charger, which has this little, I forgot what it's called, thing on it. That way you can wrap up your cord like this. Easy to go, and that way I also know that this is mine. I'm gonna put my perfume. I have this one on today, Kayali Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar, and then I also have Lancome Idole on me. And so I have those combined, and I'm going to bring that with me for touch-ups. Now, this is what I'm trying to decide. I do have my planner with me. This is my first time really like taking my planner out and about, and she feels like heavy and she's taking up a lot of space, but I want to keep her at least for today, because I don't know what exactly, you know, we're going to be doing, if I'm going to write things down for future dates. Okay, cool. One of the reasons why I really wanted to get my Coach notebook is because I saw people, well, multiples of these, I should say. I really want to try and transition this into this, but the only problem is that this obviously doesn't have rings. You can create rings in it, but these are A5, and I believe you have to have half paper in order for it to not like come out the edge of here. And obviously I have my whole system for the whole year already planned out, but originally I literally got back into wanting to get a physical planner when I saw people do like planner talk, and I saw all the Coach notebooks. So I may switch it over to this because it's beautiful and perfect, and just have my stuff hanging out, or not. Anyway, for now, what I saw people do was keep their books inside of here. And this is, I know it sounds so stupid, not stupid, but it sounds maybe silly or like, but it takes up the same amount of space, but instead it protects your books, especially when it's soft cover. By the way, this is what I'm currently reading, Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, and it is an interesting book to say the least. And so I'm kind of getting through it a little bit slow, and so I would like to have it on me, that way I can read a little bit more. And even too, it gives you a little bit of animicity. I love reading on my Kindle for that reason. Like, people can't know what I'm reading, and I don't know, even though I don't really care, like, this is a Black classic book, like I don't have any shame about reading it, but sometimes I don't like people know what I'm reading, especially if I'm reading like, you know, a romance book and I know it got some spice in it. I'm like, don't be looking at what I'm reading, but that's literally, it doesn't matter. But anyway, this is a really great way to keep your books kind of covered if you have multiples of these, which I do, because you guys know I bought the white one as well as the pink one. And in here I have my journal that I'm going to use. Now, this is actually the one from my old fellowship. You guys can see it kind of has engraved on it, Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, NREI for Social Justice on it. So they gave us one of these books when we first started, and I used it every single day because like there's just so many things that you need to write down. So I had everything in the fellowship in one journal. That one was red. So I told myself, okay, it would be nice if I used this journal for it because it's Black and just starting over from the beginning. And it's, again, nice to kind of just have it in a cute little thing. So I want to carry all three of these because I feel like I'm gonna need this for my planner in case we have any downtime and I want to read. And then obviously I'm gonna be taking my notes in this, but like this is making my bag super heavy, but it does fit. So I think I'm gonna try and just keep it in for the first day, and then we will decide tomorrow if like all of this stuff stays. But oh, and I also need to bring my iPad because you never know when, you know, I don't really know. I have no idea what we're doing today. Okay, that's my bag. At least we were able to get rid of some things like my keys and that other pocket situation. It is now 8:30. I'm gonna go downstairs for breakfast, and then the plan is to walk there to the building. Oh, actually, let me check my planner because I know that it's at the building, which is, I looked it up yesterday, it's 5 minutes away. 5th floor. We also have a reception tonight from 5 to 7. By the way, y'all, I've been washi taping, and it just adds a cute little pink to it. And also, I didn't show you all, but we are here in the month of March now. Let me show you guys my outfit really quickly. By the way, I'm not gonna bring the camera with me because I don't think I'm gonna tell the people just yet that I'm like a YouTuber or a vlogger. Like, I just don't really want to do that. If they find out, fine, but like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm still gonna vlog for you all, but I'm gonna do it on my phone. So if you see a lot of clips in the hotel and not really out and about, that's why. I'm just trying to be a little bit discreet. But anyway, if you're new here and you don't know, I always like to wear pink on my first day. I believe both this sweater and these pants are from Shein, but I got them at 2 separate times. These are the cutest pants. They're like tweed, and it goes really good with the sweater. And then I'm gonna wear these pink shoes here, so it's really gonna set it off. But I think I'm gonna wear my Hokas on the way there. I brought those because, like I mentioned, I planned to go walking before the day started. That didn't happen today because I had a late night. I'll definitely go tomorrow morning because we have a little bit of a later start date. So anyway, that's the update. I'm gonna head to breakfast and I will talk to you all after orientation day 1.
Situations. Come on, y'all. We look right. Hey, but you gotta be smart about it. Son of what? Yeah, with the guys. I sacrificed because I knew you could not sleep without it. Meanwhile, I love you. You are my girl. You see, I thought I would do you, but you're so steady, lady, you ain't got to go. It's okay, girl, 'cause I'll be alright tonight.
Okay, update. It's a little bit later. It is snowing again here in DC, y'all. I'm hoping this is our last snowfall for this season. I think I mentioned about how, sorry, I have mints in my mouth because I ate a little snack before heading back out. It's so pretty though. At least this is like finally flurries instead of, even though it's kind of coming like right in my face, at least it's flurries instead of that like hard ice that we were getting. But what was I saying? Technically the first day is done. We ended up walking back as a cohort together, so I didn't vlog after. The day was done around 4 p.m. and then we had an hour to rest and reset before the reception tonight back at the School of Public Health. So I'm walking back now. It's so hard when you lay down to get back up, but especially because I know that I'm gonna have to do a lot of shaking hands and talking to people and telling my story over and over and over again. Whew, this is the part about fellowships that I'm like, okay, all right. Come on, Brelynn, lock in. Now, this is what I was telling you guys when I was packing. I'm like, what am I supposed to pack? Because I have a much thicker coat than this, but literally it's gonna be 70 degrees on Friday. So I wanted to find a good balance, and I guess this is it. I mean, I guess I'm not that cold. You guys are gonna see. I was about to pull up. I'm about to walk up now, so I guess it's really not that far of a walk. Into the reception now. I'm gonna meet some alum and some other important health policy people, and then when I get back home, I'll update you guys on all the things day 1. Okay, y'all, I am back. Day 1 is officially complete. I just put in my Uber Eats order for dinner from Oohs and Ahs, which I don't think I've had since I moved. No, I would actually have it a lot in Bethesda, but I'm excited. I'm having some fried chicken, some macaroni and cheese, and some collard greens for dinner, honey. But anyway, day 1 is done, and it was a great day. Obviously, I'm very tired talking to a lot of people. I'm back, sorry, my SD card ran out of storage. But yeah, obviously there was a lot of talking, a lot of introducing myself, meeting a lot of people. I'm like, just ready to be quiet for the next however many hours. But I do have to do that All About Me presentation tonight. So I need to do that while I'm waiting for my food to come. Because once that food comes, honey, I'm about to take off this makeup. I'm gonna make sure that I have my stuff ready and loaded on my iPad. Oh, I think I'm gonna watch Bridgerton tonight. Have you guys been watching? How do you feel about the season? Because I know that we really weren't feeling the last season of Bridgerton, but I need to read my book. You know how sometimes you are just like in a book mood like sometimes you get through your books really fast and you're really excited to read your book. Like that's how I know I don't love this book, because I'm more excited to watch a show or YouTube or like anything other than like read my book. Well, the book is not bad. It's just, I just want to read like a good old fantasy or romance or something right now. Like this social commentary fiction book is just like, but I really want to read it. Anyway, back to the fellowship. Okay. My site placement at DC Health is actually confirmed, and I will be focusing on prams, which is really great because I told them my interest with maternal health, and not only did they listen, but they were able to actually come through. So I'm very happy about that. We ended up having like a keynote speaker. There are a lot of amazing people who are connected to this fellowship. What I love about fellowships. And we also had an alumni panel, so we were able to ask people who have previously gone through the fellowship questions, and we went through like all the logistics and stuff. And even just starting off, like I can tell that the program coordinator is really big on, you know, what's your why, like what brought you into public health and stuff. And so the first 2 hours we're talking about like who we are, who we really are, where we came from, why we decided to do this work, what keeps us going. And so it can be a very like emotionally heavy topics to continuously go over and over and over again. So there are 4 fellows, including myself, so definitely a smaller cohort. I feel like everybody is very hands-on. I'm the only fellow who is local. Yeah, all the fellows seem really cool so far. I feel like I'm not doing a good enough job recapping the day with you all. I want to say it's because I'm just so tired. I'm probably not gonna have much more to say to y'all tomorrow either. Look at this cool book that they gave us, The Political Determinants of Health. I feel like this is literally what we're here for. So I'm excited to read this book eventually. I'm just excited to learn. I'm excited to see who I'm gonna connect with. I'm excited to get back out there and network with people, to build my network and all the things. I'm gonna take off my makeup. That way when the food gets here, I literally can just change my clothes and go to bed. I did say I was gonna meet some of the guys at the gym tomorrow so I can get my steps in. So hopefully I'll wake up at a good time and I can get that done. We do start later tomorrow. We start at 10:30, so I should be able to go to the gym at like 7, the treadmill for an hour, maybe do the Stairmaster. I think they said there was a Stairmaster there, so maybe do that for a good 30 minutes and then come back up, shower, and be ready by 10:30. But also, I used the conditioner here at the hotel, and why do I feel like my hair looks great today? Like, I didn't put anything in it, literally just the conditioner. You guys saw I was drenched wet, like, but the curls are really pretty. I mean, I'm not mad at it, hey. Okay. Good morning, it is the next day. I have had an eventful day because I woke up at around 5 a.m. because I couldn't go back to sleep, and then I remembered, oh crap, well, do you guys hear how loud I feel like the people in the other room are? They're not loud, I feel like they're talking regularly and they're in their room, but I feel like because the wall is really thin, and which is why I'm whispering, because they're probably like, who is this girl talking to? Because I'm talking to myself, but I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys. Anyway, I woke up at 5. I needed to start and finish my PowerPoint presentation. Why did it take me like 3 hours to do that PowerPoint presentation? I was going through my, you know, camera roll, just trying to find nice pictures to add. That took a long time. The guys in the fellowship that I would go to the gym at 7 a.m. So once I was still working at 7:30, I was like, let me just get up and go and like, you know, work on the treadmill. I was there for about 2 hours. I did my 10K steps. I finished my PowerPoint presentation. I just have to make a few changes because I kind of didn't have Wi-Fi downstairs. Came back up, I ordered myself breakfast and some caffeine. They've given us like a stipend while we're here. I've been up for hours too. Sitting there and like listening to people talk for hours, it's very hard to do, especially if you haven't done it in a long time. I can't decide if I want to take off this t-shirt underneath this shirt. Like, it looks stupid, but I already put it on and it's a bodysuit. So it's like, do I want to take this whole thing off? I'll show you guys my outfit in a little bit. I ended up getting Panera bread, as you guys see, for breakfast because they have a good chai tea latte. Yeah, and it is cold and rainy outside, so one of my last times getting a warm drink before we switch over to the cold drinks for the spring, which is almost there, y'all. Daylight savings time is on Monday, and I cannot wait. I feel like the person in the other room is literally, they're either laughing, like hacking, like they're about to throw up. Like, it's a lot going on over there. I got a Wake Up BLT bagel set. good. The arugula is a bit much. Should have asked for without it. I like a good green. I don't dislike everything but the bagel seasoning. I like the seasoning, but on a bagel, it's too much. It's messy. Anyway, this is good. Presentation, and then walk back over to the public health building and start day 2 of orientation. Y'all, here's my outfit. I swore I wore this before and I loved it, but for some reason it's just not hitting the same today. I don't know if it's the shirt underneath of it or because I think I had a belt last time. I also didn't wear tights and I'm wearing brown boots this time. So I literally just have like 12 shades of brown on, but it's gonna have to do for now because I gotta go. So I'm walking there and back with my boots today instead of putting my sneakers. It'll be fine. I got this. I can do this. I think it's the shirt underneath of it, but it's cold. So let's go. Hey y'all, it is later. As you can see, I'm literally getting in the bed. I'm sorry I didn't do any updates today, but to be honest with you all, I'm tired, boss. I feel like the public health work can be tiring in the sense that like the world is just, you know, so messed up right now, and it's just like heavy stuff, specifically today. Yesterday too, because we, you know, talked about our why to public health, but today when we were each giving our PowerPoint presentations all about ourselves, I thought it was so interesting because they didn't give us like any guidelines for what they wanted for the PowerPoint. Like it was literally whatever we wanted to share stuff that was more surface level for me, like my favorite food, like, you know, things I did in college. I'm just at a place currently where it don't really matter how you tell the story. It sounds sad right now. I don't know how else to explain that. I know that like greater is coming and I'm destined and I'm called and I've accomplished a lot and I'm hardworking and all those things, but like sometimes when I have to tell my whole story because I'm in the middle of it, I get like discouraged because I forget all of the little like minute details of it because it's like my life and I'm just like living it. And it's not to say that I'm like, again, not blessed, not successful, not amazing, but because it's not like a happy ending right now currently, I always try and present myself in an authentic way. And I feel like between just the small environment, very different walks of life, like it's a extremely diverse group because this is you know, in collaboration with the Office of Minority Health versus like my previous fellowship. Instead of it being people who are having like different Black experiences in different disciplines, we're all in the same disciplines, but we have different minority experiences. And so yeah, it's very interesting. We learned about each other, and then we also had one of our first like leadership development lectures. It was over, so it was a pretty like long day sitting and listening to people talk. So I think that's why I was also really tired. I took a nap, and then my co-fellows wanted to go out and eat dinner. And another thing that we had a keynote speaker. This position, you really have to put yourself out there and like just say yes to everything. And I think I talked about this, but that's definitely something that I did a little bit with my last fellowship, but I know I could have pushed myself more. And I was telling the fellows today, I'm like, I feel like since the pandemic, since 2020, I have just been in the house. And now that I live in Maryland and not DC, it makes it even harder for me to like want to go to receptions and happy hours, even though like that's where the networking is happening and that's where like the learning and stuff is happening. I just be tired. Like after my long day, like I just want to decompress and like be in my bed or be home. I'm trying to push myself, especially now. This program is mainly going to be virtual, so there won't be that cohort pressure of like, come on, Brelynn, like we're all going out, like come on. My other co-fellows would drag me out and I would be grateful for it because I'm like, if they don't drag me out, like I don't go out. But now I'm going to be the only one here in DC and everybody else is going to be in their respective states. So we went to dinner and it was an Italian restaurant, and it was fun because my PowerPoint, when I talked about my favorite food, I mentioned how it was like seafood pasta. And when they sent the restaurant options in the group chat, they were like, this one has seafood pasta. And I said, you know what? Thank you. You was listening to my presentation. For that, I will go. I'm so curious as to how many steps I got today because I did the 10K, walked to the public health building and back, and then I out 15,000 steps. Yes! Woo! 6.92 miles today. Yeah. I walked a lot today. I think we start at 10 tomorrow, and I need to give myself a little bit more time to eat breakfast. I need to go to the gym a little bit earlier, or I just need to like not work out for as long. Like I was literally in the gym for like 2 hours, but I was also working my presentation, and that was my first time like really walking and trying to work at the same time. Like normally I'll just read or I'll watch something. Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud, and I'm tired, so I should go to bed. I'll talk to you all in the morning. Good night. I am like rushing to get ready because I woke up a little later than I wanted to. I couldn't remember if we started at 10 today or 10:30. And so I was like, let me just make sure I go back a little bit earlier than I think I need to check. I go back to check, and we actually start at 9:30. I got back from the gym at 9, and yesterday I was like 3 minutes late, so I really want to make sure that I'm on time today. So I need to leave out at like 9:15. So I've got 15 minutes, but I did shower, I refreshed my hair. Just gonna do my makeup really quick. You guys, this happens to me every time, I swear. I ran out of my eyebrow pencil. I ran out, and I packed so minimally for my makeup because I knew that I was going to be doing like these no makeup, well, like, you know, very minimal makeup. I have like nothing to fill them in with. Yesterday I used my mascara, which is Blackest Black Fenty. I felt like it looked fine here. By the way, this setup is kind of cute. But anyway, I thought it looked fine here, but like in this bathroom where like the ring light is, I'll show you guys, it looked crazy, and it was mascara. Like I couldn't get it out of my brows. So I just had really dark brows yesterday, but I really didn't realize it until I came home at the end of the day because I did my makeup in this mirror. I'm gonna go really light today. One, so we can go fast, and two, so I mean, it's gonna look crazy, right? Without my brows. Like if nothing else, I always do brows. This has happened to me so many times that I got in the habit of carrying 2 eyebrow pencils with me. That way when this happens, I'm not caught, but I don't think I have anything left. Maybe if I just outline them with this concealer. I'm not necessarily tired right now, but I'm about to have no breakfast and no caffeine because as soon as I got back, I used the bathroom and I checked what time everything started, and I was like, wait a minute, I have to get ready. And I should have ordered something. I'm thinking maybe I can order like a refresher from Starbucks and get it delivered to the School of Public Health. I didn't really eat the lunch because lunch came at 12, and I ate, I think I told you guys this, I ate breakfast at like, at that point, 10:20. So by 12 I wasn't hungry. So I'm hoping that maybe if I don't eat breakfast, it'll be okay because I'll eat lunch in like a couple of hours. I literally had a dream that I placed a Sephora like delivery order, which I never do because it's like just go to Sephora, but I don't know why. I guess I was really thinking in my dream about the fact that I wasn't gonna have eyebrows today, which is so funny. Do a little bit of blush and then mascara. I'm gonna powder underneath my eye, and that's literally it. That's all the makeup I'm doing. Obviously, I've never stayed in Foggy Bottom before. I didn't realize how close it was to Georgetown. When we walked there yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, this area is like really nice to live in. To walk to Georgetown, that'd be so nice. Like when I previously looked at stuff for Foggy Bottom, the stuff is just old. Like they don't have a lot of new builds here. It's more historic stuff, even though in comparison to my current living situation it would be fine. But before, when I was doing all these like new build high rises, that wasn't gonna cut it. It's like really shiny, and I don't really want that. I'm gonna put this I was about to call it NYX, this Fenty pressed powder around the perimeter of my face. First of all, this gives good coverage, so basically like my foundation, since all I put on was that tint, I don't know what you call that thing, from e.l.f. And this will also make sure I'm not so shiny first thing in the morning. The glow will still come through throughout the day. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit more on my eyelids because they look a little ashy. Cool, there's that. I also really need another one of these. This is like the Lancome primer. Please Booster XL. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce things. They got everything in French. But yeah, this was also in my dream order at Sephora. And when I say dream, I literally mean dream. So yeah, I only got in 2 miles on the treadmill this morning. I don't want to sound obsessive because part of me is like, maybe afterwards I can go back and walk, but I'll be so tired afterwards. I will not be walking today. And I have to work on my presentation for tomorrow. I told myself, I was like, maybe I should do a little bit today, but I just was like, I spent all yesterday doing that presentation. Bestie Jasmine called and I literally was like, I cannot talk to people. Like, I needed a second. I just feel like my people meter is so low nowadays. Doing another fellowship of this magnitude, like in the government, in DC, like where you just have to like always be outside and get to know people and introduce yourself and like do coffees and just like make the most out of it. It's both exciting as well as tiring to think about because I'm like, I really like, I don't know. I know that I'm an extrovert, but sometimes it feels like I'm becoming more of an ambivert because as much as I get fueled by people, I think it's like I get fueled by people that I do know and I get drained by people that I don't know. And so I both have to refuel my cup by like being alone as well as like being with other people, especially since I like live alone and stuff. Like I definitely know what it's like to just be alone and be like, I need people, but I also can be by myself like all week long and really not have a problem with it. And then when I see people, I have a good time all weekend. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You all know me pretty well. Do you all think that I'm an extrovert or an ambivert? I really feel like I said, the pandemic and also maybe just age, just to be honest, has changed me a little. The energy like I used to. 9:08. The fact that I'm trying to like work out at the same time, but I'm really trying to keep my habits and not like completely throw them away because y'all know normally right now I would be doing some type of crazy workout. So I'm like, the least I could do is walk, you know? And that's why I was working on waking up early because I knew that there was a big difference when you have to be somewhere at a certain time. Look at what my bottle did. I don't know if y'all can see that, like my little pump is broken, which makes me so sad because it's a very expensive perfume and it's one of my favorites. So I have to like do this. I'll be wearing a sweater today. So, oh, but you know what? I'm wearing a maroon sweater, so I'm gonna let me put it on. This is the 2-piece set that I got from Shein that has like the matching skirt, but I decided to put it with these maroon pants that I got from Marshalls. I am so thirsty. I want to order a Starbucks. Aren't they so cute though? They're like minimal, so they're still professional, but they match. I think they're so cute. Do we want to walk over in our heels? I thought about wearing this outfit with boots. So here are the pants of question I mentioned. Now the question is, do I want to do a tuck situation and do long boots? These are the ones that I walked in yesterday night and they were pretty comfortable. Or do I want to wear these? I don't think I want my ankles out. And actually, I think that these are skinnier than I thought they were going to be, which is good because it'll look good with the boot tucked in it. So I just made up my mind. I'm gonna do the boots. That way I don't have to carry an extra pair of shoes. And then also my ankle isn't out. And I know I'm gonna wear these pants again because I have so many maroon outfits. So when I wear it a little bit more in the spring, why do I have makeup on the bottom of these shoes? For them in the spring, I'll have the little ankle showing. Okay, I gotta leave like right now. Let me just put my bra away. That way time check 9:14. Okay, I got this. Okay, this is the final look. Ugh. I feel like all the lights look crazy. Let's look at her makeup now in this lighting. Okay, we don't look too bad. Let's go. Day 3. Okay, guys, so good news.
Just the bell.
Okay. Everything okay, honey? Good, thank you. Okay, it was loud in the restaurant, but what I was trying to say was literally as soon as I pressed the elevator button, I got an email from our program coordinator saying that we started at 10 today and not 9:30. So I was like, okay, since I'm already down here, I'll stop and eat the breakfast. So I ended up getting breakfast. There were like obviously a lot of people coming down right at that time, and there was only one server, so I literally had to like scarf it down as soon as I got my food, and then I just asked for it to go and all the things. But yeah, I mean, at least I got breakfast, and I tried to look to see if I could get Starbucks delivered, but apparently the Starbucks that's nearby is in the hospital that's across the street, and it's not good, and they wouldn't deliver because it was too far, and whatever. I'll just do tea for breakfast, but at least I got my breakfast. I want it to be a good like 10 minutes early, but I think now I'll be a good 5 minutes early, but early is on time. So I'm proud of myself for day 3. We're making it work. Hey y'all, good morning. It is the next day, Thursday. We are almost done. I didn't go to the gym this morning because I started cramping last night. The good news is that I finished my presentation. The bad news is that I finished my presentation around like 1:30 a.m. So by the time I went to sleep and popped some pills, thankfully I have like a mini thing of Advil with me. I try and still push myself to work out on the first day of my cycle, but I wasn't feeling it this month. And I also, because today we have to be there at 9:30 and I had to go to sleep late, I was like, it's probably best that I just ended up ordering breakfast again from downstairs, and I went to pick it up. I got pancakes and bacon. I love breakfast in bed. Like, this is the closest thing that they have to room service. Obviously I had to get dressed to go downstairs, so it's not as quite room service. I'm gonna eat at the table. I'm gonna try and get some clips of me doing my presentation today. Just as a reminder, the presentation is like an overview of my host site, which is officially DC Health. And I think I mentioned that to you all, but I wasn't sure if that was officially where I was gonna be placed at, or that's where my station was, because they just like sent it in an email and was like, update possible placement. But like, some of the people already have meetings set with their preceptors, and I don't have my meeting set, so I haven't met with anybody. I'm like, am I supposed to be starting on Monday? Like, I don't know anybody, I don't know where to go, like whatever. But ended up, I'll show you guys. This is my cute little presentation. Of course it's pink as per usual, and then I go in talking about like the mission. Dang, why is the lighting doing this to me? Okay, here you go. You guys can kind of see. I go into the mission and the vision, as well as kind of like the leadership and organization. And I made a lot. What is going on? I made a lot of these on GPT because I needed to better understand the different hierarchies of it, and that's really what took me the longest time. I'm good with AI. I use it every now and then, but when it comes down to images, that I haven't figured out, because you know images can get wonky. Like, that's when you really know, even though there's some people who create like whole TikTok videos and it looks like real people and I can't tell the difference, but for some reason, when I tell it to do something, you know, the words are all messed up or it doesn't make sense. And I'm like, this is literally not what I told you to do. So I don't know, that was annoying. But anyway, yeah. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on PRAMS, or I'm going to be working on PRAMS, which is the Pregnancy Risk Assessment Monitoring System. So I'm actually really, really excited about my placement. I think it's perfect for like the great combination between if I'm going to be working at state health, like state level public health, and also marrying it with like my current and my future ambitions and passions with maternal and infant health. So I'm gonna continue watching a vlog and eat my breakfast, and then I'm gonna head out there and walk. Luckily there is a 7-Eleven that's on the way. And you know what? I told myself yesterday when we were walking by the 7-Eleven, I was like, I really want to stop and get a bag of chips. Like, I wish I had some chips to snack on when I got home. And I'm not really a snacky person, but I swear I'm realizing the one time a month that I'm like really snacky is right before my period. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I could use a bag of chips. And that, or like obviously like sweets and chocolate and stuff. And so that should have told me yesterday. And I said, when am I supposed to start? I thought I was supposed to start next week, whatever. So I have to stop, get some sanitary napkins, and then also get me some treats. Such a little baby omelet. Mind you all, this breakfast costs like $50 because this was $25 and this was $25. But I knew that I couldn't just do the pancakes. I need eggs. I always am gonna choose egg. Got out early yesterday, but I spent most of it chilling, relaxing, and then doing my presentation. Today, we get out at 4:30, but then we have an optional happy hour, and that's like with the organization. So it's really not fun for me to do happy hours like that because one, I'll be with these people all day. Two, I don't drink, so it's not really fun to go to a bar. People you don't really know that well, professional colleagues, like it's not fun to me. So I don't look forward to that. And then also it's gonna be after a long day, so I'm not looking forward to that either. So that's our day. These look kind of dry. And they got a weird taste to them. Dang it, I've been craving pancakes too, like craving it so bad. Almost forgot about you. It is maybe like 7:30 now. Yeah, I have been back for some time because I did in fact I skipped the happy hour. Okay, listen, my stomach was cramping so bad at the end of the day. We did like a art activity. I was painting and I was like, that's it. I have no more for you. I have to go and lay down. You know how it is when it's your first day on your period, like you just need to be horizontal. I pray to God these dishes are clean. So anyway, I came back, I took a nap, then I had therapy, just finished that, and now I'm about to warm up. We had Indian food for lunch today. Sorry, I have a halo over my head. I need to take off my makeup while this is warming up, get in my pajamas, honey, and go to bed. Tomorrow, we were supposed to meet at 9:30, but apparently we're supposed to meet at 10 now, which is great. I can't tell you guys the last time I had Indian food. I think it was when I was in North Carolina. I remember there was like this Indian food restaurant that was like on that strip, Hillsborough Road, I think was what it was called. And should I eat this and my wings? Because I low-key have wings from yesterday as well. And I'm not starving, but since I spent $50 on breakfast this morning, I was like, I'm not starving. I might as well just eat the food that they're like the leftover food that we have for lunch. Y'all, have you ever heard of the phrase decenter things? Let me tell you the 3 things that I am decentering this year. I am decentering my age because I'm 29. Actually, when we start talking about like career stuff or whatever, it always feels like, oh, because I'm this age and like, oh, at my big age at this. And like, for example, I'm the oldest person in my cohort, and that's very strange for me because I'm not used to being the oldest. But I'm just gonna decenter my age. I am where I am, you know what I'm saying? So that's one. Two, I'm gonna decenter my mother. Love her, love her. But I read this online as well, and I'm like, you know what? Heavens, yeah. Like, let's decenter this woman and everything that she thinks and what she wants and like the way that she did things and how she was raised and how that impacts me. And it's like, she is a small part in who I am, but like, I don't have to like center her in my life and in my being and things. I'm not articulating that very well because that makes sense, I swear. But it may seem like very cruel and random the way I'm just saying it. And the third thing I'm trying to do is decenter food. Like, I'm the type of person where I go to sleep, like I cannot wait to wake up and eat breakfast. Like, okay, this is our current meal. What's our next meal? And what's the meal after that? And then I'm literally like, okay, today's Thursday. Okay, I'm gonna eat this for dinner. I'm gonna eat this for breakfast. We're gonna eat this for lunch. That means I can choose dinner. Like, I'm really trying to decenter food now. That's gonna take some practice because all of these things are going to take practice, because you can see I've been struggling with all three of these things even just today alone, but I'm a work in progress. So I'm starting off with the idea, with the want of decentering food, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. If you have any tips, let me know. 3 of those decenterings, let me know. Put it in the comments. But yeah, y'all, I'm going to eat my dinner, my little mosh posh of Indian food and chicken wings, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. It is our last day, and it should be like a half day. I don't really know what we have to do tomorrow. I'll just be showing up, but my stomach is feeling better, so hopefully I can wake up and go to the gym. They do have a bike there, so I would love to do a self-led little cycle class and then come back, get ready. I'll already have breakfast here, so yeah, I'll talk to you all in the morning time. Good morning. It's the next day, y'all. We're almost there. We're almost done. I am finna charge my camera battery. Let's see. Okay, it's 9:44. Time for me to walk out. OOTD. Let's see what we get into today. And we're done. I got my lunch with me. Today was a short day, so I'm about to head back, take off this makeup, these clothes. To show you guys, this is the School of Public Health. Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm like, does it look better when the door is closed? Yeah, let's do a good like Vogue. This is like a cute bathroom to kind of be like, Vogue, get unready. Well, really they be doing Vogue, get ready with me. But this is going to be a get unready with me as I recap. I just woke up from a nap, so I know my face looks crazy. Yeah, we're going to do a quick get unready with me. First week of orientation was like, I do have to get my little thing. I love to use these Olay wipes. They may say like 5-in-1 on the packet. Cleanser, a toner, a something all together. I use it as a makeup remover. You use water and all the product will come up. Using this Garnier Ease It All Makeup Cleansing Balm with hyaluronic acid. Looks like this to remove my makeup. This is gonna get really messy, I'm not gonna lie. I really should put on my pajama top. I already have makeup on this sweatshirt. Whatever, this has just been my chill sweatshirt. I didn't talk to any family or friends the whole week because I just felt really emotionally drained, and not like in a super bad way, but just kind of like I was having an emotional hangover after every day of orientation. I really didn't have much energy to give to reach out to my family and friends and talk to them some more afterwards. I want to make sure I'm not repeating myself, but I think for the most part you guys actually don't know how I feel about everything. I'm really just trying not to compare it apples to apples to the CBCF fellowship, because at the end of the day that was a different fellowship than this one. Centered around Black experiences. It was also centered around congressional relations and experiences, like working on Capitol Hill and beyond, versus this one, which is public health. And I do feel like public health, even in like public policy spaces, is way different than congressional relations and that fellowship in general. It's just different. I was trying to I know I look crazy. This is about as much as I can get off with that. But that's just so that I don't have to use a makeup wipe or whatever my wipe is to get it all off, because basically half the work is done. I think I mentioned on the first day, we shared our intentions and our why and like what brought us to public health, and it can be a little bit heavy, everybody's why, and especially I think also too, coming from minority backgrounds, that can also be a little bit heavier because there's a lot more weight to our purpose versus just people who love politics, want to make a difference in policy, want to run, or like who care about government. Like I feel like there's a difference between public health and just like government in general. I feel like there was a lot of room for there to be vulnerability and, like I said, kind of an emotional hangover from the amount of like oversharing that the community that we are building and the safe space that they're fostering, how it is in comparison to my other fellowship. I did hear from my preceptor today, and I have a meeting with her on Wednesday. Now I'm gonna go in and cleanse with my Cetaphil. Actually, let's do some real skincare today because we've been wearing makeup every single day this week. The Urban Skin RX Resurfacing Vitamin C Cleansing Balm. You have one of these little sponges and you go in like this. Deeper clean than the Cetaphil one. But yes, I have a meeting upcoming with my preceptor, so that's gonna give me a better understanding of like what my actual job is gonna look like for the day-to-day. As of right now, I still don't know, but at least I know that I'll be working on prams, which I'm super excited about. I'm so curious to see, like, am I gonna be doing more programming? Gonna do more like data and research heavy? Like, what is it that I'm going to be doing as a part of this like PRAMS team? Because PRAMS is pregnancy risk assessment monitoring, so it's a whole bunch of data. But they also have programs and also policies that they create when they receive that data. So I'm just hoping that I'm actually able to implement some changes that'll impact the lives of moms and babies in the district during my time there. When it comes to the GW side of the fellowship, it's virtual from this point on. So every Friday we're going to be having every other Friday we're going to be having like leadership development, which is similar to my other fellowship. I do feel like my face is clean, but I'm gonna do one more round with a Cetaphil. And when you're wearing makeup, like the key to making sure your skin is good is making sure that you take all of your makeup off. And the best way to do that is to double and triple cleanse. Similarly, in my last fellowship, we would have a professional development training once a month. That's one of the big differences here too, is like the focus on leadership in particular. We have like this whole leadership framework, which I've never heard of. And I even think like to be a healthcare leader, because I'm a natural leader and I know that I'm gonna go into healthcare, I just assume that I'll be a health leader. But I think that there is a lot of nuances to being a health leader and being trained to be a health leader, and being trained in health equity that are going to be specifically given to me through this fellowship, which I'm excited about. I will also say one thing I really am excited about is just the network of people in health equity and public health. Skin toner, I'm almost out of this. I love this stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna get the same one again. I think I may try a different brand just to see if like all milk skin toners are the same. But as a dry skin girly in the dead of winter, this has been, oh my gosh, so important for me. I really like it. If I like it, I may try other ones, but if not, I'm definitely gonna buy this one again because I really like it. Honestly, this is showing me that I didn't wash my face enough because normally it just soaks into my skin. If I have too much soap still on my face though, it kind of does like this weird sudsy thing. But I'm just gonna take my time and still rub it in. Don't you hate when you try to show your friends something and it embarrasses you? Come on. Because the people who were in charge of my last fellowship were more so on like the lobbying or just like government relations side of things, nobody really had the access. This is the Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum. I've been using this for a very long time. This is my small one, but I normally have a big one at home. So when this one is out, mainly because I've been traveling, when this one is out, I'll be getting a big one. And I use this every night. You can use this day and night, but I use mine at nighttime. I'm excited to see how my network, specifically in my actual field of health equity and public health, is going to grow throughout this fellowship. I think the hardest part about this, there's gonna be like this gap of time in which I'm gonna be getting my medical degree. And like during that time, being connected with the folks who I am building relationships with. Grateful that they put me in a hotel over the week because that travel back and forth would have been absolutely horrible. But I am excited to go home home and just like be in my own space. This is the Eurocin Radiant Tone Dual Serum. It's starting to rub off. A lot of times they'll ask you like kind of what you want to get out of the fellowship, and I feel like my expectations have changed because what I wanted a year ago are different from what I want now, and the type of relationships that I expected to like get and to foster are different than the ones that I believe I'll be able to maintain now going into school. This is my moisturizer of choice, the Eucerin Dry Itchy Skin Soothing Cream. You guys know I do have asthma prone skin, so like a really thick moisturizer because I will wake up and my skin will literally be still dry after all of this. I have the heat blasting here in the hotel. It's actually getting hot now. So I think I'm gonna change into my pajamas. Last step is Recovery Lip Mask. I used to love this one. I actually had it in a different shade. It doesn't sit well with my lips. I often get the little thing in the middle of my lips, which I feel like I heard or read somewhere that that's like technically means that you are allergic to it, but I'm gonna use up a product, so I try and use this before bed and not necessarily before going out anywhere. That's the skincare. Let's get dressed for bed. I am ready for bed. I'm about to put on do I want to put my hair in braids? I don't want to do it tonight. I'll just do it. I'll just do it. Do the hard thing the first time. Mind you all, I ordered Red Lobster for dinner tonight. Very random, but that's just what I was feeling. So I should have done this while the food was being delivered, but I was on the phone with my mom. So now the food is here and I'm ready to eat, which is why I'm like, let's get this over and done with. Another difference between this fellowship and my previous one is that the other one had like opportunities to travel, which was really cool. We don't have many, I wouldn't say none, but we don't have many opportunities to travel. Although at the end of this month, we will be going to a conference in LA. So that's better than nothing. We'll see where things will take us in the future. But overall, when I was talking about my intentions for today, like that's how we start off our days, talking about our intentions, which I just think is so cute and wholesome and very hippy dippy. I won't get into it. Yeah, y'all, this is my last hoorah, my last side quest before medical school. I need to add some of the spray for this stupid closure. I think that's going to be the end of this video. It's been very long. I hope you all enjoyed it. I literally took you through my entire week from beginning to end. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments. Obviously, you all know. Actually, I haven't said this in a very long time because I guess there was a period where this wasn't the case, but I read all of my comments and I greatly appreciate you all sharing your comments with me and just being along this journey with me. And if you are new here or if you haven't heard me explain kind of how public health and health equity and health policy relate to like my bigger goals and stuff, I'll leave some of those videos linked at the end of this. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to live each day to the fullest because you only live once, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.